Have you ever imagined your perfect day? Where would you be? Who would you be with? How would you feel? And what would you be doing? In today's episode, we'll share the Perfect Day Itinerary exercise, an exercise that many have said was life-changing.
Welcome to the Jesus People Sisterhood podcast, a place where Christian single women aged 50 plus connect. I am your host, Janine Jordan, a Christian confidence coach and leadership mentor in Alberta, Canada.
And I'm your co-host, Ellie McCormick, a Christian longevity coach and mentor in the USA. Being single women over 50, we know what it's like to feel overlooked, to have unrealized dreams, to experience the challenges of singlehood, and to be concerned about what our future will look like. We couldn't find anything online for single Christian women over 50, so we created Jesus People Sisterhood just for you, a place where sisters encourage and empower one another through the last third of life, because you are a treasure trove of wisdom and of exceedingly great value. This is an authentic community, a supportive family, with other women on the same journey where Jesus is the center of it all. Here you will find real talk, real community, and real sisters.
Join us as we discuss building relationships, whole health, and growing spiritually. We'll review helpful books and articles, chat with guest speakers, share success stories, and have some laughs along the way. So grab your favorite beverage and we'll get started.
Welcome, sisters, to this episode of the Jesus People Sisterhood podcast, the only podcast specifically for single Christian women over 50. Today, we give a shout out to our sisters in Louisiana. Thank you for listening. It's a blessing to provide this podcast for free, but it does cost us to produce Jesus People Sisterhood episodes. It would be a great blessing to us that if you decide to buy a book mentioned in this podcast, you purchase it through the link in our episode show notes.
We want everyone to get to know our listeners, and so we'll be doing listener spotlight episodes from time to time. If you'd like to share your testimony or what the Lord is doing in your life currently, or if you are leading in ministry or another field and would like to tell us about that for a Jesus Sister Excelling in the Last Third episode, please contact us at support@JesusPeopleSisterhood.com. We would love to have our listeners come and share with the sisterhood. And now, let's get to today's episode.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Jesus People Sisterhood podcast. First, we want to let all of our beloved listeners know that the podcast will be taking a little hiatus. Currently, Janine and I are really busy with many things, and we'll be taking a short break from the podcast. But we will come back focused, refreshed, and ready to provide our listeners with new and inspirational content. We already have some great episode ideas on the burner that we believe will really bless you. Second, after almost 2 years of podcasting, we want to incorporate some changes to the podcast that reflect what we've learned and how things have changed in our lives over that time.
In today's episode, we'll be introducing our listeners to the Perfect Day Itinerary exercise. Some of you may have heard of the Perfect Day exercise. It was originally created by Dr. Martha Beck, a Harvard-trained sociologist and life coach. Dr. Beck developed the Perfect Day visualization exercise to help individuals identify their ideal life and uncover authentic desires. It is a therapeutic sensory-driven technique designed to align one's subconscious with their goals, often leading to tangible life changes. If you are interested in Dr. Beck's technique, you can listen to or watch her guest appearance on Dr. Andrew Huberman's podcast, Huberman Lab. A link can be found in the show notes.
Today, however, we will be going through the Perfect Day Itinerary from Lewis Howes's book, The Greatness Mindset: Unlock the Power of Your Mind and Live Your Best Life Today. We did want to address and elaborate a little bit on why we're not using Dr. Beck's Perfect Day visualization exercise. And it was just because we kind of were a little uncomfortable with the description, the language around it. We didn't want to seem like we were promoting New Age. And I have to
Hmm.
say, I mean, in listening to her interview with Dr. Huberman, I didn't feel like it was New Age. She didn't have any of that kind of manifestation language
Hmm.
or anything. But we really want to be sensitive to people that they might have get that vibe. And we have seen that criticism
Hmm.
that this perfect day exercise somehow promotes the manifestation idea and law of attraction. Although Dr. Huberman himself, in referring to it, says that it's not about law of attraction. So he doesn't really support that. But people can be triggered or offended by the words that we use. And even
Right.
the idea of her saying it's the perfect day visualizations, some Christians struggle with that.
Hmm.
But we'd like to share, I mean, Janine, you don't feel like visualizing is only a new age thing, right?
No, no, I don't. I think that, it's important. And if you can visualize something, that doesn't mean that you are saying that you're letting the universe in and it's, like you said, manifesting. I think it's something that, as you've even said before, athletes use, right? We use that for training. It can, even when you are going to speak or when you're going to present something, you can often visualize what your performance will be like and who the audience will be and the situation that you'll be in. So no, I don't think that that poses a problem. It poses a problem when you don't invite Jesus in, when you're not accepting direction and guidance from him. And so we would say that with anything that we bring forward, it's always about taking direction and guidance from the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
Mhm.
So the other issue is that as Christians, we know that our life is never going to be free from trials,
Right.
and that trials are a thing to be thankful for because we grow and we learn through them,
Right.
and God uses us, and He puts us in places to help others, and they're usually not perfect situations.
That's right, Ellie.
But beyond that, it doesn't negate the helpfulness, the powerfulness of the exercise of having a vision of where you want to go in life, of who God made you to be, your desires, the things you enjoy, the things you're passionate about, your
Right.
calling on your life, and just feeling like we've said multiple times on this podcast of without vision, the people perish.
Hmm.
And without vision, the people are unrestrained. If you have no place you're going to, then you're going nowhere.
Right.
And at our age, hopefully, we're not going nowhere. There's so many of us, again, who we live the first 50 or 60 years of our lives serving others, going through all kinds of trials, doing all these kind of things. And now finally thinking, okay, who am I and what does God want me to do? And a lot of us still don't have that answer.
Hmm.
And so one of the things we try to do is provide exercises and information and ideas and books and things to help our sisters figure that out
Right.
because God doesn't want us aimless and just that's not being a good steward of our life.
Mhm. Right. So, all that to say is that although we like the idea of doing the perfect day exercise, we weren't comfortable with some of the language and ideas surrounding Dr. Beck's method. But that being said, we also believe that there's merit in what she had to share as well. And so, we are providing a link for you to decide for yourself. That's one of the things. You have information, you take it in, and then you have to decide how you're going to use it. And I think the another thing that we would want to bring up is that many exercises that are perhaps not written from a Christian perspective often have us thinking about ourselves and our own desires. And again, we just want to express that that's all well and good, and that's good stepping forward into new steps. But we invite the Lord to speak and guide us through what we are to do next.
Right. So the exercises, as far as being from a Christian perspective, it's who's going through the exercise. So if you're a
Mm,
Christian, then the exercise should be from a Christian perspective because you are a
right.
Christian,
Yep.
right? So,
Yes.
so we just want to encourage that. So as you're
Mm,
answering these questions, it's
mhm.
as a person who loves Jesus, and that's how
Right.
you're going to answer them.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm,
So, how we came across this exercise was I had been listening to the audiobook The Greatness Mindset: Unlock the Power of Your Mind and Live Your Best Life Today by Lewis Howes. And it is, as far as I know, Lewis is not a believer. In the book, Lewis has several exercises that he leads his listeners through. And the first exercise is called the Perfect Day Itinerary, or PDI. And Lewis Howes says that this exercise has been life-changing for many, and he credits it with setting him up to live the incredible life he's living today. So today we want to share it with you.
The Perfect Day Itinerary can be found in Lewis Howes' book, The Mindset. I'm sorry, Unlock the Power of Your Mind and Live Your Best Life Today. And we're just sharing one exercise from the book. And there is much more encouragement and helpful information to be found in the book, as well as some more powerful exercises. So we give a major shout out to Mr. House, and we will be sharing this exercise almost exactly as it was written in his book. A link to purchase the book can be found in today's show notes.
Okay, ladies, so the exercise, the perfect day itinerary. Step one, craft your perfect day. Your job is to map out what your perfect day looks like along the path to achieving your vision. You're going to start by asking yourself a series of questions. How do you want every day to look? How do you want to feel every single day? What are you creating daily? Who are you with? What places are you exposing yourself to? And what passions are you fulfilling? Take out a blank piece of paper or open a new document on your computer and fill out the first half of the page with the answers in broad terms to all of these different questions. Just as an aside, another thing that actually Dr. Beck suggests is that you do this exercise when you're rested.
Mm,
You want to take time and you might want to close your eyes and just in a rested state imagine the answer to these questions.
right. Take your time. And here's Lewis Howe's results from the first time he did this exercise many years ago, entitled My Perfect Day. And on his perfect day, Lewis wakes up next to the woman of his dreams. He prepares to compete in the 2016 Olympics with the USA team handball. So he heads into an intense training session with his coach. Then he's working on his TV show on a major network and supporting his company team with projects that inspire entrepreneurs to follow their passions and make a living doing what they love. Lewis says, of course, not every day you live will be exactly the same. Each day will look a little differently depending on what happened the day before. And thank goodness for variety. Otherwise, life would get boring and monotonous.
And so, for that reason, we have step two, which is write the itinerary of your next perfect day.
Mhm.
Write out a detailed itinerary for the next perfect day on the bottom half of your page. And this should include your obligations and your desires and the timing for each. This exercise helps you achieve your vision. For Lewis, he describes his next perfect day as waking up at 7:30 a.m., meditating and enjoying the views from his balcony. At 8 a.m., he has a healthy breakfast with green juice or a smoothie. At 9 a.m., it's kickboxing or other physical training. At 10:45 a.m., he checks in with his team regarding projects for the day. At 11 a.m., he completes the top 3 tasks that were on his list before bed. Then Lewis continues to share his schedule for the rest of the next perfect day, complete with time and activities until he goes to bed. For this itinerary of the next perfect day, you should be doing the same thing with your time and what you're doing throughout that whole next day. And remember, the perfect day isn't just one day sometime in your life. It's if you're living a perfect day every day.
Right. So step 3 continues with set a micro goal. Choose 1 or 2 things on your itinerary that you will do tomorrow to start working towards your perfect day. You don't need to overhaul your existing routine. Instead, you need to find small, achievable wins that will help you improve your life and feel hopeful. Pick those 1 or 2 micro goals and then put them into your calendar or set an alarm for them. Commit to doing them. Tomorrow, you'll be 1 step closer to your perfect day.
If you let it, the PDI can be a powerful exercise that will set up your year and many years to come to include the best days of your business and life. And it will also help validate your vision and vice versa. If your vision doesn't fit in with your perfect day at either the macro or micro level, consider changing your vision or being more open, honest, and creative about what it will take on a daily level to work toward your meaningful mission.
What does your perfect day look like? As you're working on your vision of your perfect day, we'll be working on our own steps forward. We received an encouraging comment from a listener to end this episode, and she said, "I thank God for you. You know, I've listened to all the 5 episodes about this new year over and over and over. Yep, because I need to have a plan. Don't know how it's going to look like yet, but something soon. Excited." Sisters, we're excited too. During this hiatus, we encourage you to listen and re-listen to this episode and others and implement changes in your own life. We'd love to hear what the Lord is doing in your life. And if you have any ideas for episodes you'd like to hear, please let us know. Check out our Facebook group, join our private group. We hope to be posting more in there. Lots of love.
See you soon. Thanks for listening to today's episode. Please share any thoughts that resonated with you from today's podcast episode in our private Facebook group at Jesus People Sisterhood Community. Start reaching out to other single women and create your local group of Jesus People Sisters. Please let us know about your group to add to our directory by contacting us at support@JesusPeopleSisterhood.com.
Have you had a good experience with a business? They've treated you honestly and helped you at a reasonable price? Please let us know. We would like to start a directory of JPS-friendly businesses. Let's care for one another.
Be blessed by Him who is able to protect you from stumbling and to make you stand in the presence of His glory, blameless and with great joy. Until next time. Hey, sister, before you go, thank you for listening. If you found value in today's podcast, the best way to say thank you is by leaving a 5-star written review at Apple Podcasts. That raises us in the rankings and helps other sisters find us too. And please tell a friend or post it on your social media. If you're a single Christian woman over 50, this podcast was created specifically for you. The Jesus People Sisterhood is your community to find support and friendship with other sisters who can understand. Be sure to follow us on your podcast app and join our free private Facebook group at Jesus People Sisterhood Community.
Jesus People Sisterhood has also started a private Facebook group for housing and co-living opportunities. You can check that out at Jesus People Sisterhood Senior Housing. You can also find us on Facebook at Jesus People Sisterhood and individually for Janine at riseupcoachingandconsulting.com and for Ellie at samaramountain.com. And ladies, this is the necessary disclaimer. Our podcast content is for informational purposes and does not constitute professional advice from mental health, medical, legal, financial, or other areas. The opinions of the guest do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the host. It is our heart that this podcast will be a blessing to you. Together, let's build a powerful sisterhood with Jesus. Make a friend, add a sister. Across the border,
and around the world.